Alright, hey everybody. Been a little while since I've put out a video. I've had lots of questions how much honey we've got and how the bees are doing, so I figured got a little bit of shade today. I would come up here and give everybody a look at what's going on. We currently have 2 supers on our 2 big hives. We've got some feeder buckets on our splits that we did and some of our new hives to try to help them build up. So we're going to get into these here, give you a little bit of a report on what kind of honey we got going on here, how much honey we got in there. Probably be pulling some honey in the month of July, I would hope for. So let's get to work. Alright, we're going to start off with this first hive here. I was in them, it's probably been a couple weeks ago, and they're requeening. So the queen that was in there is over a year old. We made her last year, so they had a bunch of supersedure cells on the sides. So let's see what we got. Now their number of bees was a lot more until they had the queen issue going on there. It's not a big deal. It's not really an issue. They just weren't happy with her. But, so they're not really doing anything or doing a very small amount in this top box. So I'm just going to pull it off and get it out of the way. And they've got it glued down. Run them down out of there a little bit. Okay. Small amount of honey in there, but there is honey in there. Okay. Here's some more. And looking at this is harvestable right now, actually. Thing that's capped over. I have a refractometer. If the honey's not capped over, that I can check the moisture content and make sure that it's where it should be so that it doesn't ferment. So there's a good, I don't know, a couple pounds on there probably. Maybe a little more. There's some more. Okay. This next one, they're just working on the wax. Like I said, their bee numbers are a lot lower now since they've had a little break in the brood ring, which is okay. Sweaty out here today. Humid. Alright, so. Alright. I went through there kind of quick. I went down into the brood area just a little bit. I don't see any signs of a new queen yet. Hopefully she's working on getting mated. If not, we might drop an open frame out of one of these other hives in there just in case. And they'll make a new queen off of that, hopefully. We're going to check this one out. This is a, how do you want to say it? This hive can be a little mean sometimes. So, they're not doing much in this top super. That's okay. I put it on there just so they had a little bit of extra room. Oh. Need my hive tool. Move this out of the way. Boy, oh boy. Very small amount of nectar in that one. But that's out towards the edge. No problem. Look at this though. They might be mean, but they're making the honey. And this is uncapped honey on this side. You can see it shining down in there. But now, there's the good stuff. That is a heavy frame. That's easily 3 or 4 pounds. Look at that. That's awesome right there. So in here there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, looks like 8. Oh yeah. I want to pull. Oh man, that looks good. You see this white frame in here? This is one of my new frames for this year. They took to that very nicely. And they have pulled wax all the way. These are those acorn plastic frame, no wood. They have pulled that edge to edge, both sides. That's going to be a nice frame of honey. Yes, indeed. They have not hardly messed with this one. That is full and fully capped. Let's move that over. Move that over a little bit to there. Okay. Let's drop this back down in. The next 2 frames look the same as that one. So we'll put this frame here that they're just barely playing with in between a couple there. Should help them pull it out a little bit faster. All right. So, how about that? What did we say? 8? I'm going to say they'll have this full. Weather depending, of course. So currently, what I say, 8 frames. What is that? 8 times, oh, it could be anywhere between 2 and 4 pounds on each one of those, maybe. 20 pounds easy. There's 20 pounds easy in there. But we're gonna let them just keep on trucking. We'll put this other super back on top. I'm not going down into the bottom. I know there's a queen. She's a new queen. They made their own new queen, so yeah, we'll just let them be. And I'm going to check some of these other ones. This is the swarm hive. As you can see over here, let me spin you around. This hive is one of the new hives. It's doing really well. This hive here was our early queen. She's not doing too hateful. So as you can see, I got excluders on there since it's just a single deep, and on here is just a single deep. Now I'm going to go into here and I'm going to show you what's in here, because they were making a little bit of honey. So what I'll end up doing is pulling their honey off of here, putting a second deep box on there, and then I'll start feeding them once we're doing our honey extraction and all that fun stuff. So hopefully by the end of the year we can get these to build up a little bit more. This hive here, we'll keep an eye on it. It may have to be split, which isn't going to hurt my feelings, because we got a couple boxes back there that aren't really aren't doing too good. The second one in there with the 2 blocks on top, a few weeks ago I opened it up, it was empty of bees. Couple stragglers were in there. I think they absconded. I found beetle larvae everywhere and beetles running around everywhere, so I think that my little split there wasn't strong enough, and they were premature to move into a 10 frame box. Should have kept them in a 5. And what happened was they couldn't fend off the beetles. The beetles took advantage of it and run them off. So there we are. So yeah, we're going to check this swarm right here, see how it's doing, and I'll keep you updated. Alright, here's this little swarm we caught. Yeah, they're pulling wax and filling with nectar. Since it's only single deep, I had to put an excluder on here because, take a look at this, the queen got up in there and she started laying brood in here. No big deal. I put the excluder on. As you can see, the little bees are hatching out. I don't know if you can get a good look at that or not, but there are some little bees hatching out. I say little, they don't grow, they come out full size. But this side's doing the same thing, and they're cleaning the cells out and backfilling with honey, so that's good. Whew. They like to glue things together. Yeah. So as they're hatching, they're filling it up with honey. Just good. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Heck yeah, look at that. Oh, you can just see my arm. How about that? So who would have thought? They always say, from what I've saw and read that swarms are ready to build comb, and they are building tons of comb. And this is a single deep. They also say single deeps make a lot of honey, and I could say they're doing it. They're doing it, and they're doing a great job at it. I'm going to do a little bit of manipulating here a little bit since these bees are hatching. I want them to have an easier time. We'll put these towards the outside because this is a pretty full frame. That. This frame that's not real full yet, we'll move it in the center. Now some people say, don't be mixing the frames up like that. Well, you know, they can't move the frames around. Why not give them a little bit of help? This is the other one. So we will go ahead and move that over here. Okay. They're working really hard on that one. We'll put it right there. So there can work on that one and that one. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. 7 frames on a swarm that we caught up there. This only had 1 or 2 frames of drawed out comb in it from last fall. And they've got 2 frames left to go. We'll see if they can do it or not. I'm not going to go into the bottom, disturb what's going on down there. No need to. We're going to put the lid on it. I'm going to check a couple other hives here. And thanks for watching.